I think it was 8:30 their time.
All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have?
What? What's he talking about? Who said that? What's the problem? They started on time.
You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laugh. Hey, how could you lie to my face? People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space. See my broski lose his heart when he was fighting that case. Took so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me, do you like how it tastes? Shawty use up, can't treat you like my ace. I got way too many problems to be worried, I'm straight. Me and Craig had to watch for the Jakes. On the road, this crazy, I get 80 a show. Say my money, stack it up, and look like I'm foreign cars, driving fast, I never done this before. Get out my problems, let me when I've been magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can't get you.
Sound like he finna quit.
All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have? Look in the mirror now, feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dreams reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing.
The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
I want to know who did that. And what did he get? I'm going to look.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials.
The Falcons are now on the clock.
I just had to let you know. Give me that work and I can sell it.
I'm going to show it.
I put it on the line like I ain't selfish now. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in the
Someone dumb enough to give him a pick?
Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in the sense. But any come and see, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soak it in. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up they octaves, now they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions. Daily manifesting on my premonitions. Best to keep it neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash, gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on the mission. Coming for the top
position. They don't scam nobody.
Pull up in the top.
Let them tell it, they don't scam nobody.
All that lane switching, this is what the game is.
I mean, he accepts it, so it ain't a scam, I guess.
Shit, nigga get over every year.
He finds somebody new to get over every year, too.
I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my
Deuce has had the #1 pick the last 2 years and he's been in the Super Bowl.
I just had to let you know.
The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
Ooh, snatched.
The Lions are now on the clock.
Capella snatched that hoe. Mid-dunk.
I'm in the whip, I'm gonna rest, I never switch, ice in the rest, I get the money but I never switch. They saying you switch and you won't get it.
Shit out of here.
You know they came from the bottom and now
We got 20 rebounds.
I gotta get it, you hating cause I took no risk. Why bet you wanna be famous, They act like they made us. You know I'm icy in Vegas. This for the that hate us. I make a lot of new money. When it's not savers. You be liking my flavor. I think it's cause.
He said nobody trades. You know what I'm saying? Your trades be bad. I had to like that shit. It's in our 2K league. Nigga Jay must be on mute. I ain't heard him say nothing. Oh, he in the group me talking? I didn't even know.
The Chargers are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock.
Oh man. You gonna be back in about 2 or 3 minutes?
The Raiders are now on the clock.
All right, man. Oh, shit.
Shut up, Sleepy. You don't need no safety. Oh, look at the Redskins just trade, bro. I just watched Badger trade in. I have no idea, Rip. I wasn't here for the first 5, 6. Damn, bro. I'm trying to get this. Make sure I get this pick.
Well, if you're wondering what the delay is, I think we've got a trade coming.
Look at this shit.
Oh yeah, I gave him a 3 and a 4 for his running back. I was getting rid of my picks.
Alignment. Rip, he took a left guard, I think. He said he was trading.
Oh, I made the nigga fall and I didn't even hit the shot. Damn it. What round they in now?
Bro, we barely beginning.
Damn.
Like both
Well, everybody I know that's in the medical field don't give a fuck about COVID.
That means a trade is coming. The Saints are now on the clock.
Yeah, he tried to pick right. Of course he did.
The Patriots are now on the clock.
Good pick.
Who's Portland?
Oh, no, he said, bro.
U.S. basketball. Oh man, y'all niggas always fucking up the NBA shit.
The Titans are now on the clock.
Man, niggas be making random ass team names, bro. That's all, bro. That shit's annoying.
Cowboys are now on the clock.
But I just don't like that shit. That's it.
Shit.
The Ravens are now on the clock.
He from Baylor, he must be fast.
The Rams are now on the clock.
The running back you just took.
The Vikings are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock.
That's why I figured he was fast.
I can power up and level up at any moment. Spitting like a semi, only give me semicolon. Couple zeros like I'm sending L names. Every flow is unmatched.
The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
Even if I ever did the minimum all. In the end result, I better kill them all. Rogue one, but I got a team with me. Batman when I got a team with me. I get mean, I get green. Show the whole game what's never been seen.
The Packers are now on the clock.
I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Look it up, gourmet.
The Colts are now on the clock.
Let's see if my dude can make it one more pick.
Every beat is getting beat down. Couldn't eat, well, watch I eat now. Like
I got some threes left.
Different cities,
I got some green threes left.
Every woman is a now. What state prop you looking bleak now? I was home to sleep, designing sheets now. 30 different missions when I
I'm hoping one gets taken to this next pick.
Who the crew it wasn't like the opposition. Run it up, greatest ever sums it up. I ain't have a lot when I was coming up. Kinda made my stomach turn when I brung it up. Wait, cook it up, gourmet.
The Browns are now on the
Oh,
clock.
he slid. Take my safety.
Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank.
He better not be sorry. I'm gonna pistol.
Got more bars than a Shawshank.
I should have dunked that shit.
The Jets are now on the clock.
I thought this man took my DN. See, bro, that's what the fuck I mean, my
The
safety.
49ers are now on
Trade
the
me that
clock.
pick. Fuck it off my damn shirt.
For the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lag. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back. Hey, 20 of us, that's 20 goons.
Slightly late. I need to green them shits.
With triple school, I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna blame me, no conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pull out one foot and set, boy, to this nigga left. I'ma run to the bed until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the jet. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Lost my dog.
Ash, you know you up, right?
Yeah, we gon' ride till we die.
You got 20 seconds. My bad. I thought you knew.
No we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Lost my dog.
The Steelers are now on the clock.
Yeah, we gon' ride till we die.
I do this for the family, I might just blow my wheel. I'm keeping it so for real. Who feeling that glow in here?
Don't you get your boy back? Oh, the contract sign.
Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah. Ripper stuff the edge like I
In
don't
there.
know no feel.
I understand.
See the pain deep in my eyes, they know it's real. Yeah, been this way, way before the deal. Say this one for your photo reel. Blessing after testing, I'ma show them skills. You ain't gotta tell me, I know I'm ill. Stories treacherous. Sean skills. Yeah, how about it? How about it? You want it, you have it, you got it. Go snatch it, start the lot. Go ahead, jump it, how about it? How about it? Rep, where you from? Where you post, department, your projects. Pain driven, itching, drumming. Hey, look how far we coming. Heartbeat on the streets, you can do it. Ain't built for the weekend. Sweet, this sugar, one man army, but get deep.
The Giants are now on the clock.
Damage goods, them are not the clay. You wish you could. I do this for the family. I might just blow my wheel.
I need to get some trainings done here in a second.
I'm giving they souls the chills. My jewelry code is chill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah. Paper stuff the ass like I don't know no bill. See the pain deep in my eyes, they know it's real. Yeah, been this way, right before the deal. Say this one for your photo real. Blessing after testing, I'ma show them skills. You ain't gotta tell me, I know I'm ill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah, so suspenseful, I'm up in the field. Saw it in my eyes, it was the Tiger Hill. Don't jump off the line and see the flight of field. Rewrite your history off this line right here. Your best bet be ahead. It's to get rich and dead. Try.
You see his first couple picks?
I just be 10 steps instead. Snooze, I won't, I can't lose. Ready, rest, or a bed.
He came in late.
The Cardinals are now on the clock.
I do this for the family. I might just blow my wheel. I'm keeping it so for real. Who feeling that glowing hill? I'm giving they souls the chills. My jewelry code is chill.
The Texans are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock.
He went from a 5 to a 3 and only give me 69 normal dev.
The Bears are now on the clock.
I'm going to the kitchen.
The Redskins are now on the clock.
It's lonely on top of the throne. I ain't a king of the pawn. Hop on a jet across the globe. I guess the road is my home and there's so many milk. Bird in my dome and like turbulent air. I'm switching these flows. If you look at my neck, boy, I'm letting it slow. I'm starting
That's trash, bro. That don't make no sense.
They showing me love in my city. Gangsta hippies. Women like Nick, you know what I'm about. I'm not
Who'd you
the
take?
stereotypes. They do not fit me. I'm bigger than life. Gave everyone dogs. I'm not a god. Go hard with a
The
squad.
Patriots are now on the clock.
Wings of the team, I feel Jackson and hard. The homie calling from a cell. A couple of homies be making it. I just want all of the dudes to do well. Don't worry about taking a couple of L's. Don't sin for me, just win for me. Don't kill for me, just live for me.
Damn.
Keep it real for me. We eat together, leave the bill for me like. Hand on my heart. I give it all I got. Walk the walk and talk the talk. Take it higher, that's a God.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
All I got, walk the walk, talk the talk. Take it higher, that's a God. Never stopping, that's a must. Always winning, never lost. GPS, I never lost. GPS, I never lost.
The Jaguars are now on the clock.
2020, VVS, Clarity, determination, laser focus.
The Jaguars are now on the clock.
Taking notice, taking notice.
The Lions are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock.
Determination, laser focus. Banging on they know they taking notice.
Rick Rock. Tick-tock. West hip-hop. Are you ready for some football? Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Down in Mississippi and New Orleans, Big Snoop Dogg got a Madden league. His team is off the hook and you don't really want none, but if you do, come and get some.
The Eagles are now on the clock.
Tell your daddy, and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Tell your mama, and tell your daddy, and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Come get some.
We'll see how true
If
that's
you
right
want
there.
some, but you ain't got enough, so you can't
The
take
Bills
none.
are now on the clock.
And I'm the only one.
Get out of here.
When it comes to Madden, all All y'all fools my sons. Bag up off me and watch you lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving mad and blues. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast. Cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the
Slightly late.
The Redskins are now on the clock.
Can't be touched and I can't be schemed. Roll your
The Patriots are now on the clock.
2-0, Madden time on you suckers. Y'all can't get close, so why you wanna touch us? Cause my team is so hard. My team is legit. Madden 20.
The Saints are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock.
God damn it, he took the dude I was looking at. Never mind. Yeah.
Mississippi and New Orleans. Big Snoop Dogg got a Madden.
Let me get that pick,
Team is off the hook and you don't really want none, but if you do, come and get some. Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell the whole
23.
this Madden territory. Tell your mama, tell your daddy,
Get back down. We're on the back end, though.
territory. Come get some.
The Titans are now on the clock.
You ain't bad enough, so you can't take none. I'm Big Snoop.
The Cowboys are now on the clock.
And when it comes to Madden, all y'all fools my sons. Bag up off me and watch you lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving Madden blues. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast. Cause I can get you with the run or I can
The Ravens are now on the clock.
Damn, you should have took the other one. 2. We jumped to a 3.
I can't be schemed. Roll your
The Bengals are now on the clock.
Madden time on you suckers. Y'all can't get close, so why you wanna touch
What?
us? My team is so hard. My team is legit. Madden 20. Snoop Dogg is
Man.
now get it.
I might have Sleepy start doing my scouting.
My 5-2-3 can't get hidden dead, but yours did? Oh, I believe you. That's tough.
It's in the game.
Safety? I have
The
them
Vikings
scattered. Damn,
are
that's
now
tough.
on the
I think
clock.
the best one out of them.
The Chiefs are now on the clock.
That's better
The
than normal.
Bengals are now on the clock.
Damn, they took the left tackle I was looking at.
Time to bring the bass dirt.
I'm going big like a
Shit,
lineman.
I don't know where to go.
She want bring the limes in. She wanna pull up to the crib, we can't dine in. Up right away.
That's what I'm just praying. I just seen him was out there. Best lineman.
Money we aligned in. Tell me how they broke, tryna chime in.
The Packers are now on the clock.
He the only reason why do not get violent. Hey,
The Colts are now on the clock.
Yeah, bro. It takes a while before I see green.
sense. Hey, when you making bands can make friends. Cause I know
The Browns are now on the clock.
got a bad little shorty wasting. And I own it, I ain't gotta pay rent. Hey, I know we the ones that ain't them. Put both hands together and I'm saying amen. Cause I'm going big, going
The Redskins are now on the clock.
I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick. Acting
Oh,
like they
really?
know
The only green players I have scattered are DN.
The 49ers are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock.
they was hating, know they sick. Acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going bigger. Postmates, how I deliver. My game too cold, made it shiver, but I'm still a hot boy. Cool down, let it simmer. Hey, see him mad,
Nigga, arm on.
can't stop the shine with a dimmer.
What?
What I give her, and she let her call me baby, but I do not need a sitter. See me dip, yeah, I'm saucing. People at the bank see
The Giants are now on the clock.
she gave me the that's the bosses. Took over the game, now we all in. I was down in the chips, they went all in. Throwing up the game, ain't no vomit. Make my mama stop working, that's the promise. Going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click.
The Cardinals are now on the clock.
They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many
What?
wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know
Vapor
they sick,
change?
acting like they know me. Cause I'm
Time to bring the bass dirt.
This is horrible. Very low.
The Texans are now on the clock.
Ooh, tough.
The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Get ready, dog.
This be the green light, go. Tires burn the pavement. People want to know where Mace, Poss, and Dave went. Still here, still in your ear with a style so hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went. Legs, arms, and head, all being moved in a frenzy. The blends be all the right cred, meaning credentials. Best of both worlds when we rocking over pearls and the instrumental. Are you ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady, to the letter rock. Turn it up, we giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it?
The Eagles are now on the clock.
When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever. Sick with the talk, pass to your receiver. All about running the spot. And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather. Cardio kingpin.
The Redskins are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock.
Move it all simultaneously over joints we rock. We earn 30 years, so you can say we got 3 turns. Live off the board, unlike you and your chess men. We install doubt in you and your yes men. And if the game had veins, we'll insert upheaval the ground. Cause the adrenaline we blend with the sound is our thing. We're leaving the kings of all crowns. Are you ready? Are you set? Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady, to the letter right. Turn it up.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
You rock it like rocket. What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets? That's a close encounter of what kind?
The Falcons are now on the clock.
As hard as you can go. Turn it up, y'all. Peak flow.
The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
Are you ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady. To the letter right. Turn it up. We giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets? That's a close encounter of what kind? But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
The Lions are now on the clock.
I don't even know who that is.
The Panthers are now on the clock.
What? On purpose? Or by accident?
I just got bags from Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model.
The Eagles are now on the clock.
Wow, that's tough. That 4-year-old saw his mama die.
It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up.
The Bills are now on the clock.
Down from laughter. When they come to handles never had.
I'm trying to figure out how she drive. Were they in the Mississippi?
In the middle of the day and they my last one. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no off. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it.
The Redskins are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock.
I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping
The Saints are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock.
What round y'all in now?
The Bengals are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock.
What, Murder?
The Packers are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock.
Bro, I'm missing every shot right now with Luka.
The Chargers are now
All
on the
right,
clock.
let's figure this out, man.
The Jets are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock.
I mean, does it matter or? No, I'm not trying to be funny.
The Giants are now on the clock.
Oh, okay.
The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock.
Bro, stop coming into the double team.
The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock.
I ain't come to play with you. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. I can't spend a day with you. I'm out of
Who's the other host they
I
lost?
ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you.
The Bears are now on the
Oh, that's the
clock.
one with the Asian chick on it, huh?
Know my everybody drop when I drop.
Yeah.
Support, bro. Lifting up. Never not
The
on my
Redskins
grind.
are now on the clock.
Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winning side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never try. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard.
The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
On my head is real good. We don't need your feedback. They clear the way when my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, taste of the rings. What I do?
So you saw the Asian chick up personal, huh?
Now what I do?
The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the
I
clock.
was gonna say what she look like in real life.
Oh no, no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze. Freeze. Stop you in your tracks. There's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw
The
up.
Chargers are now on the clock.
Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be?
The Lions.
His wife's wife is what? Wife is what?
Competition never matched. We ain't go
The
together.
Panthers are now on the clock.
Oh.
Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good. We don't need your feedback. They clear the way when my crew coming through. What I do?
Alright.
Lace up the shoes, taste of the rules. What I do?
The Eagles are now on the clock.
Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, taste
The
of the
Bills are now on the clock.
in the street, case on the news.
Bro is tied up against Cleveland. These niggas are playing defense.
The Chargers are now on the clock.
They're getting shitty shots too.
Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same.
I keep missing these easy ass
The
shots.
Patriots are now
There
on
it
the
is,
clock.
green.
Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packing, nobody knew. So I never
The Saints are now on the clock.
Hotel got a waiting room.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Y'all be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks. I got some trusted shoes. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked. It's nothing new.
The Titans are now on the clock.
Wins come in twos. Cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on.
The Cowboys are now on the clock.
I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets are dense. I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love it.
The Ravens are now on the clock.
So when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age.
The Rams are now on the clock.
Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left touchdown. Touchdown, 8th floor, come down. Hotel, lobby. Receptionist, what now? 11 a.m. Check out. Might give her one foul just to tell her it's one now. How come? I need rest, no recess in my schedule. Mama used to serve vegetables, now half the meals got tentacles. Half my hours in a reservation and half my money goes straight to taxes.
The Vikings are now on the clock.
When you got dreams closer than a match, and plus all your boys got
The
expected
Chiefs
habits.
are now on the
I know
clock.
they don't even gotta say it. Nope. They thinking
The
they just made it.
Bengals
I
are
don't
now
gotta
on the
make
clock.
everybody feel famous. I don't gotta work no day shift. I don't gotta split no payment. I don't gotta answer questions. And I don't need you to okay it. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might
The
pass ball, but
Packers
this
are
is
now
no
on the
game.
clock.
Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might
So
want it
nobody
now.
learned on the skill
Right pocket
position. The
got
niggas just keep
euros.
taking
Left
receivers.
pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with
I done seen
The
like the last couple
Colts
receivers
are now on the
50s.
clock. The Chargers are now on the clock.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this is Jazz. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special.
The Jets are now on the clock.
Hit your throw and I'ma catch those. Mexican, don't make pesos. Hit your sons, I'll replace those. Number save, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more.
Yo.
The 49ers are now on the clock.
16 cars in my front.
The Steelers are now on the clock.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Ay, man can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin when he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand.
The Giants are now on the clock.
Count it up. Hey, hundreds and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Hey, she wanted like me cause her blame, she can't count on him. She tried to be nosy and hit her mag, she like, girl, you can count on him.
Hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board like I'm keeping score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers.
The Cardinals are now on the clock.
Big number, big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, blue hunts. Whole team counting, that's a big number.
The Texans are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock.
I'm finally gonna see my superstar kicker have his start.
The Falcons are now on the clock.
Ain't that something? I've had a superstar kicker, but he was so low, I have not seen the star at all. He was like 72 overall when I got him. He's at 79 now. I seen somebody take a kicker that was low, but damn. That's where I got mine.
The Jets are now on the clock.
Hey,
I was told I was crazy for giving him 7 years. I ain't have to worry.
I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard.
The Lions are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock.
Every time I touch down, I gotta stunt. Randy Moss, yeah, my numbers going up.
The Bills are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock.
Check the stats, Jay Critch, I'm the QB. Ran it up and then I went and got a new freeze. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout.
The Patriots are now on the clock.
I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off.
The Saints are now on the clock.
Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look
The
like
Bears are now on the clock.
I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. If you ain't a winner, then don't come round. On my way to another city, it's a touchdown. Underlay, yeah, I gotta get it in a rush now. Let them hate, try to knock me down, but we got
The Titans are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock.
Easy as a field goal. I've been grinding for a minute and I'm still going. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like
That's funny.
I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out.
That was funny.
Game on, took a loss, but I stay
The Ravens are now on the clock.
Man, I filed paperwork to move to Atlanta.
Sounds true.
The Rams are now on the clock.
I filed
The
paperwork to move to
Vikings
Atlanta.
are now on the
basketball
clock.
season. If shit don't go right now, season.
I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go
Let them
hard, I
niggas
can
fuck up
never
and not
play
get one of
soft.
the
Giant in New
superstars.
York, I run it
I
back
don't give a
like
damn what people
Saquon.
got. Pick another RJ Barrett. Gone.
Who the fuck's calling me from San Antonio?
The Bengals are now on the clock.
Bro, we are in round 7. Skip these picks.
No, bro. I only knew one chick from San Antonio. Found out she's a soft porn star. Nah, I didn't fuck her. Jeff did.
No, I saw it.
I was waiting for y'all to tell me when the draft was over.
We're at 16.
The Colts are now on the clock.
That's all I was waiting on. I'm chilling.
I'm going to switch over now to 15. Just to be ready.
That was the first shot I hit with Luka. Shit. Only got 20 points this game. That was tough.
The Chargers are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock.
You kicking off against me, hope you ready, get it up. Be booted up, popping out a sprinter or a truck. Whole team chasing bags while they chasing us. Calling audible, I read the game, I think it's time to switch. You get hit, if I miss, then my teammates got the blitz, yeah. Move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get up out the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains.
I hate you. Not pain, bro.
The Giants are now on the clock.
Stop fouling. Fuck.
I hate you.
Honey, I dash, got it on smash.
Pain, bro.
I will not crash. They will not stop.
It could have been one of them too. That's fucked up. Sorry with that face.
I do my dance.
He look like the one that. Matter of fact, yeah, the one that had that. Dog, come on.
Thought he could guard me. I ruin their plans. I do what I want. They do what they can. Got it on.
You Real niggas gonna be making millions for a month.
I will not crash. 100 yard dash.
The Cardinals are now on the clock.
Oh, am I on the clock? Really? Damn. I took a fullback last
They get they lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. They on attack when they tackle like damager. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Eat a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Heat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual.
The Texans are now on the clock.
Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerging victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears is glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I would not.
I took the highest rated running back. Bro, I was not about to stall that.
Watch me celebrate. I'm cocky. I do my dance.
The Jaguars.
Nigga, I had a corner that was scouted. This nigga went from BFF. Boy.
I ruin they plans. I do what I want.
I don't even know what the B was.
The Broncos
That's how
are now
bad it
on the
was. I didn't even look to see what the shit was.
I will not crash. 100 yard dash. 100 yard dash.
The Redskins are now on the clock.
They slept on the team that they owe me.
I hit
need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best because I am. There's no need in keeping it low key. I can cover the D like a turkey or run straight through
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Taking no losses. It's all about making the game.
Oh, look at that. We're almost done.
The Falcons are now on the clock.
I put on the Jets. The coach regret even letting them stay in the game. Team
Why does this
around
nigga
took a
still have
tumble.
pick?
Next time be humble.
Don't give a damn
I'm the
if it's
lion in the
seven.
jungle. You just trying not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Never slip nor stumble. I take off, poof, magic. Now watch me juke through the traffic. Footwork fantastic. Dominating every facet. Treat the pocket like plastic. Slip on the blitz, pass it. Got it on, smash. Put on the gas. I will not crash. 100 yard dash. 100 yard dash.
That why they do it,
The
bitch, waiter.
Dolphins are now on the clock.
100 yard dash.
Okay. All right, Root. That was good. Good letting you see.